Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
And we are live. I am live in Sarasota, Florida from our wonderful club here in the sunshine. And Patrick, of course, is live from the open public area at the retirement home. Welcome, Patrick. How are you, brother? How are you, Patrick?
What? I had a scammer call me yesterday. And I thought, all right, I'm going to answer this. And it was, of course, it was AT&T customer service out of their Manila office.
Of course, because that's where their headquarters.
Yeah. So I answer the phone and I do that. Hello? Yes. How can I help you? And I was loud, and the guy he's of course replied, fine. How are you? I'm doing really well. And I kept loud. And he says, why are you so loud? Why are you so loud? And what? So I had this going on for a good 5 minutes. And then he started his scam spiel.
Oh, yeah. And I love how you enjoy receiving those calls. It almost makes you giddy. You're like, ooh, another one.
Yeah, it is. It is. But as a kid, I pulled the wings off of flies, too. So,
That's true.
It was that.
And if I recall correctly, you threw yard darts at your brothers.
Oh, they weren't yard darts. They were darts. We had dart.
That's right. From the second story window, wasn't there one? You hit him from the second story window.
Yeah. He was doing an Olay move. He was going from right to left, and I still caught him on the left side. He didn't go far enough. So yeah. But he threw it back at me, and it went right over my head. I slid down the wall, and it landed right over my head. So he would have nailed me in the midsection. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the joys of having brothers.
It is. And also, my mom would hear about this later on, and we'd look at her and say, we were unsupervised. What do you expect?
Where were you, Mom?
Yeah. You were out playing golf. You were out, shopping with the girls? No, well, this is what you get. So
yeah. This is what happens when you leave the insane asylum unattended.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, let's jump right in here, brother. I want your opinion on what do you think is going on with the Trump administration and Powell over at the Federal Reserve, and do you think they're going to drop interest rates in September?
They're going to have to do it in September and December. Even if it's only by 25 basis points, he's going to have to do something. I think it is going to happen. He's going to be held to task, and the linchpin here is going to be the cost overrun on the Federal Reserve renovation. Because if he doesn't acquiesce on the 25 basis points, now Trump has grounds for removal from that position because he didn't administer the position properly. I mean, it's a failure to manage. Even in that slight area over to the side, that still gives them latitude, I think.
That's exactly what I saw. Because if you remember, prior to this whole remodeling thing. All we heard is, well, Trump can't really fire him without cause.
Right.
Without cause.
Right.
Well, I think they saw this little remodel here and went, oh, look at that. We found some cause.
Right. And it's not for fraud. It's not for fraud. It's for incompetence and mismanagement.
Mm-hmm.
Dereliction of duty. I mean, there's a number of technical terms that could be used for that, but it isn't fraud. He misrepresented some things too. There's some things that were put into the plans that were masked as one thing, but are in reality another. At private dining areas, etc. So, yeah, he's.
Wait, you mean to tell me the Federal Reserve was untruthful?
Well,
the hell you say?
When you answer to the Rothschilds, yes, you have that latitude.
Exactly. So if they do lower the interest rates, let's say they go easy. They go, all right, we're going to drop them 25 basis points. For those in real world, that means 0.25. All right. What do you think? And do you think that's enough? Because
no,
I've looked at.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go on. You were just going to say something.
Oh, it's housing and mortgages. And did you see we're at the highest level? In fact, we're at a higher level of people and corporations that are filing bankruptcy than we did in COVID. We just hit that number.
And it's not surprising. It's not surprising. And on top of that, we'll add to this. In the construction, we're talking about construction business. The construction loans are now up over 12%, almost 13% for construction.
No
loans.
Shit.
Oh yeah. So building a new house is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Pardon me. And it's not so much that there's an issue for getting homes for people who want new homes. It's homes that are affordable for people that want new homes. The homes that are out there now that they're building can't be bought by most people. There's a overrun on balloon loan type homes at $500,000 and greater. It's
yes,
nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah, it didn't. And younger people. I mean, when I was 18, I actually purchased my first house when I was 18. It was, now mind you, wasn't the nicest house in the world. It was definitely a fixer-upper. But it was $32,000. $32,000. Like I said, wasn't the nicest house. It needed,
right,
a roof and windows and shit like that. But it was a piece of land with a house and a garage.
And it was yours.
But, yeah. And it last I checked on that same house, I think I checked it last year, $145,000. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Now, mind you, those who don't live around St. Louis will not get this, but Patrick will. This was in Madison, Illinois. We ain't talking the nicest area out there.
No. You have concertina wire running across the top of your fence.
And every window has bars. All right, let's put it that way. So that house, and mind you, from what I can see, the only thing that they really changed was they put on a new roof. They put, I think, vinyl siding on, and the garage still leans like it did when I owned the damn thing.
Yeah.
But it's a little off kilter. And they, I think it was $145,000 or $135,000, something like that. All right. That means, let's see, how old am I? I'm 50, subtract 18, so I was 32. 32 years ago. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. 22.
No,
Shit.
32.
Yeah,
32.
yeah. All right, 32 years ago, that was $32,000 house. With hardly any improvements, it's now $140,000. And trust me, Madison, Illinois has not gotten better.
No.
Right? It ain't like they're putting up fucking townhomes and Johnny is, down there playing at the ballpark with the other kids.
Yeah.
No. This is your housewarming gift is a semi-automatic weapon.
Oh, yeah. Well, Dad's old.
Good luck.
He was a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah, and houses nowadays, in fact, actually, I think it's my cousin recently purchased a house out near Washington, Missouri, right off of Highway 100.
Yeah.
Very, very reasonable area, not high price, very middle class. I mean, Washington, Missouri. That is the definition of middle class. And I want to say that they paid $290,000 out there, and he drives from Washington, Missouri, all the way downtown to the engineering firm he works for. So he's on Highway 40. He's on Highway 100 for about maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Then he's on Highway 44 for another 45 minutes to an hour. And all of the houses that were closer, they couldn't afford. And
Right.
He's a civil engineer, and his wife is a teacher. I mean, he ain't making bad money. Mind you, he's young, and I think he's been out of college a few years, but he's a civil engineer, and he's working his way up, and he's an educated man.
Right.
And that's all they can afford. And now they're having kids, which congratulations, shout out, you know who you are. They're having a son. So they got a little girl, now they're having a little boy, and according to his wife, they're just going to keep on friggin' pumping them out. I guess she wants a whole classroom of them.
All right. That's all right. You never know when you're going to need a blood transfusion or organ transplant.
That's right. That's why you have children, extra organs.
At the organ farm there. Yeah.
They're basically a parts car
Yeah.
that you feed. But I mean, and they would have liked having a house closer, but everything in an area that had a good school district, all of that, they were priced out of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're not house poor, but they're house on a budget. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but the saving grace about where they are is it is a urban community. It's an urban island in a rural area, and so the level of crime that's going to be there is significantly less than what they would find closer to St. Louis. Franklin County doesn't tolerate that stuff.
Washington, the area he lives in, I can almost guarantee every house
There's a chicken
around him. Yeah, has a chicken and a gun. Yeah, because it's although he's near Washington, he's probably maybe 4 or 5 miles just outside of like
Yeah.
what you would really talk about Washington.
To the east.
And
of it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's rural-ish,
Yeah.
and it's very let's say very conservative, Second Amendment friendly. So there ain't a whole lot of crime out there except someone walking out there. Maybe someone hot wires a car, like some high schoolers out there, being retarded or something. But it's these prices, and this is inflation.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the issue is, number one, the interest rates are in comparison. The interest rates are unrealistic with this housing market. We have the very highest price houses ever, and we have I think the average is 6.9 or 7.2 on a home loan now. Now, when you and I were younger, especially me when I was younger, you helped Jesus build houses. But when I was younger, 6 or 7% interest on a home loan, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But also, housing prices were a hell of a lot lower.
Oh, yeah. We go back and we look at what the value is on the house that we first bought in 93, our first house. We bought that for $87,000 outside of Chicago, a place called Berwyn. And right now it's that house is over $500,000.
Holy shit.
My father bought our first house, his first and the only house he ever lived in 1961 for $28,000. That thing's on the market now for $1 million.
Whole from $21,000.
$28,000. In 61, 64 years later, it's $1 million.
And Chicago ain't got better. I know that.
No.
It's examples like that on why this whole system is changing. I mean, if you look at the head of the Treasury Department, actually, they basically told Europe, look, you guys own a lot of our Treasury bonds, and we will absolutely redeem them. Absolutely. But you have to roll that capital into the U.S. infrastructure as an investment. So this is how Trump is going to strategically send inflation, right? Because all of those Treasury bonds are inflationary. That's all a bunch of money printing. That's all a Treasury bond is. You actually take one piece of paper and you trade it in for 1,000 pieces of paper if it's $1,000 Treasury bond.
Right.
All right. Oh, what he has told them, and this is in the trade agreements, we will honor your Treasury bond, but you have to roll those Treasury profits into infrastructure or investments in America. And we will tell you what you invest in. That means roads, bridges, airports. He's basically going to take all of the outside world inflation. And as it rushes back in, because they're going to lower rates, which are going to make bonds less attractive, all of that inflation is going to come into America. And Trump's going to go, yep, that money goes towards bridges. That money goes towards our electrical grid. That money goes towards here. And that's how Trump is going to use all of our pumped up inflation from outside of America to rebuild America. And the excess will actually be absorbed by probably mostly Bitcoin and gold. And they're going to skyrocket, because what he's basically telling everyone is, yeah, I wouldn't buy our bonds because this is capital controls, guys. Like it or not, the bond is capital, and Trump is controlling it, where it goes. So
I'd have the prime rate, stay away from the stew.
Exactly. Because if you notice, a few months ago, he basically told China to fuck off. You cannot purchase any houses or any residential or any more property of farms. And Florida wrote their own law and said, China, fuck off. Because he knew exactly what would happen. They'd cash in those Treasury bonds, and they would buy houses and condos and all that, raising the prices of our shit. So Americans can't afford it. That's what's happened over the last 6 years.
Texas is one of the states that has a significant amount of ownership by China. Do they have any legislation in the works to say, nope, you can't own land here?
I don't know, but I think the law from Washington actually covers that, because what he basically told China was, get your money and get the fuck out.
Now, was that a law or was that an executive order?
An executive order, and I think it was written through HUD and through the Treasury. He had two of them.
Okay.
And HUD covered housing. And I think it was the Agriculture Department covered all of it. Yeah. Yep. And he basically said, nope, if you own any, you have to sell it, and you cannot buy any more, because that's what happened. Let's remember what happened in the USSR when it fucking collapsed. Everyone rushed in. Everyone rushed in and tried to buy up as much Russian industry, land, hotels, George Soros. That's what George Soros did. He went in there and he bought up as much as he could. That's what actually made Putin eventually reclaim all of those assets and nationalize them, because he had so many people who owned so much of the infrastructure. He was like, no. This actually makes us way too weak. So he kicked out the Russian Federal Reserve equivalent. And he said, get the hell out. And he kicked out all of the bankers, including George Soros. He said, get the fuck out of here. And that's what Trump is actually doing right now. He's actually telling China, George Soros, all these, get the fuck out. You will give you a period of time to sell, but if you haven't sold it by here, you lose it. You're gone.
I had seen something recently. I did not watch it on YouTube. There was a story. Glenn Beck was talking about how George Soros' son Alex has screwed up the legacy that he's been handed by the old man. I didn't watch it. I have to go back and look at it. Do you know what that was about?
I do not.
Okay.
Now that you mention it, that has piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Because I mean, George Soros, is he finally dead? Has he?
No.
He hasn't died yet.
No, not yet.
My God, he's like the Rolling fucking Stones over here.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah,
Except bigger.
He and Keith Richards were in kindergarten together.
Helping the Nazis.
Back in 1812. No, Keith had nothing to do with the Nazis.
That's true. But George Soros did.
Oh, yeah.
I am anti-Nazi. Really? Because you sure helped the motherfuckers back in Germany, didn't you?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Giving up your own.
Yeah. You're Jewish, and you were helping them get Jews.
Handing over Hungarian Jews left and right. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, man. George Soros, what a piece of work.
That's a front row seat in hell.
Oh, I guarantee. Hell is looking forward to that guy. It's like, oh, man, we've really done some bad shit to some bad people. We need to come up with some new shit for George.
Yeah. Yeah, he should get another booster.
It's this inflation, but I'm telling you, Trump is setting it up just right, where all of the exterior inflation is going into completely reconstructing America's infrastructure, which is absolutely genius. I think we're going to see a lot of what Roosevelt did and Eisenhower, like with highways and shit like that. And I think a lot of people on unemployment are all of a sudden going to be working at the labor department of the federal government.
It's the second round of the WPA.
Exactly, the WPA. Now, when the WPA was around, you were in your 60s. So could you explain what the WPA was?
It was a federally funded and supervised work program where they sent people around the country in order to assist in the development of infrastructure projects. The Hoover Dam was part of it. The Tennessee Valley Authority was an outcropping of that. There were a number of dams that were in the White River complex here in southern Missouri into northern Arkansas that were part of that. They dammed up those rivers. The Osage came from that too. The Osage River was dammed. Number in Kentucky and Tennessee, all over the country. They were workforces. They had camps where these guys lived, ate. Sometimes their families would follow them. Down in where the Hoover Dam was, what was that? What's the name of that city? Is it Boulder City? No.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Boulder City? Outside of Las Vegas.
I think so, yes. I think so.
Yeah, for a long time it was dry because they didn't want the boys getting drunk. And
hell yeah.
And of course there were young ladies who would follow this mass of men.
What?
I think they were looking for husbands.
At least for the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hence Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was
Hey,
Buggy's.
we already got the hookers here. Let's just build a city.
Yeah. Well, they needed air conditioning. But yeah, there were some significant population shifts that took place with all of that too. I mean, people that came out of the southeast, moving over into the mountain region because of the jobs that were available through WPA, and families ended up out on the west coast or in the mountain region as a result of that migration.
Yep, and we have to remember what happened during those times. The federal government would give loans to corporations, especially coal mining corporations, at like 0% interest.
Yeah.
To grow the industry. And that's exactly what Trump is actually doing, except Trump is actually taking shares of the company and holding those shares as collateral on the loans.
Is anything being done with the oil industry in that regard?
Yes. In fact, one of the things I know that is coming, because I've talked to a few of my Washington guys, Trump has already set up where a lot of this inflation he'll have is going to go to grants for electric companies to install or partner with a mining company for actual Bitcoin. So they have the electric company right here, right? Well, right here will actually be a Bitcoin mining facility right up to it. So you have
the overrun goes to the mining outfit.
Yep. And what that allows is the electric company can run at 100% efficiency 24 hours a day. And whatever the general public isn't using, or at night whenever usage drops off, hash rate cranks up. And it actually allows the electric company to use the profits of the mining to repay the loan. And I know for a fact that is coming. It is in legislation in several White House drawers right now.
So what is he going to be able to do to dance around Biden's ceiling of particular lease areas, what had been leased areas that Biden shut off, making it apparently untouchable?
Yeah, he ain't going to give a shit about that.
Right, but how's he going to get around it? That's my question.
Initially, he'll probably use an executive order that will be challenged in court, and while it's actually being challenged in court, they'll write it in legislation and actually push it through. Because it's what's starting to happen is a lot of the Democrats, because of what's going on with old Adam Shiffity Schiff, a lot of the Democrats are starting to sweat. And they're going after these people. Adam Schiff just announced a legal fund.
I saw that. We're going to be doing a bake sale for Adam.
Yeah, we got pies, we got cookies.
But Let's put on a show.
We'll have a Dunkin' booth,
Great. That would be great. You couldn't get, I mean, that line of Republicans waiting to throw that baseball to put his ass in the water would never end.
Yeah, and then he could afford his legal team, and whatever he has left over
goes on commissary.
I was just about to say he can send that to commissary. I need some sardines. I got to pay for some shit in here. The Brotherhood wants their juice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that's funny as shit. Yeah, it's so they have a lot of leverage against a lot of the Democrats because of Russia. Boy, that gal up in New York, she's screwed. She is absolutely. And how about our Missouri boys representing?
Yeah.
Well,
yes, but I think that's also indicative of some issues that are going on within the FBI.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I'm inclined to think that Dan Bongino is on his way out, and Bailey's going to be taking over Bongino's spot. And when Patel leaves, Bailey moves up into the top slot.
I hope so, because I like Bailey.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of sad.
He's rock solid.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of sad to see him go, but the woman that's going in as the AG in Missouri is top notch.
Oh, yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about her.
Oh, yeah. She was the first female Speaker of the House in Missouri.
Yep. Yeah. And she takes zero shit, and she gets shit done.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let me ask you one more question, and then we'll explain about what our show is in about an hour. Sure. All right. Do you see the left? And I'm mostly talking about California, Gavin Newsom. Do you think that they really have a chance of
redistricting?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they do.
But what will that change? They already own California.
Well, the Democrats will get 5 more congressional seats. So they will zero out what happens in Texas. So it'll be a wash. But then Missouri will end up doing redistricting.
Oh, God, I hope so.
All red states will end up doing that in order to stay above the water line. But here's the issue. And let me see if I can find this because it's pretty interesting.
All right, I will be right back. I have to pee like a racehorse. So I'm actually going to let you talk.
Okay. I have to find this image that talks about, to bear with me, folks, the history of, I don't have it, the history of the redistricting that's taken place. And out in the Northeast, the number of Republican-held seats they've redistricted every state out in the Northeast. And that's where the art form was developed. And then it came to be in Illinois, and you have J.B. the Hutt, who's clamoring about and providing cover for the folks out of Texas, the Democrats running from Texas, saying that it's wrong, it shouldn't happen, when he in fact was responsible for the redistricting of Illinois. I think next week I'll have a slide that shows the disparity in terms of how the votes came in the last election, in terms of Republican votes versus the number of seats that are held by Republican congressional districts, and it's abysmal. So now that the Republicans are exchanging favors with the Democrats for having done this in the past, suddenly the Republicans are the evil ones, and all they're doing is following the rules that have been established by the Democrats. So we'll see what this looks like in the future after this is done with Texas and it's done with California. How many other states, red states, decide that they're going to redistrict Democrats out of office? So,
well, this is what happens because guys and gals, if you know your history, this is a lot of what was going on prior to the Civil War. Not saying that we're headed towards civil war. And I'm not saying we're not heading towards civil war. But what I'm saying is right now, this is a rush for power because the Democrats know that if they don't win the primaries next year, or if they don't win the elections next year, they're done. They're absolutely mathematically done. And do not underestimate how many votes they have lost because of ICE.
Great point.
ICE.
Great point.
There's a reason that they're cleaning house on the illegals because a lot of them were voting. And a lot of these voting registration lists absolutely crooked. And that's why Trump, I have been telling people this for years. We do not have 360 million people in America. The census is completely corrupt. And that's why Trump is like, look, we need a new census before the next election. Because just this census alone will chop the legs out of California and New York, because New York does not have as many people as they claim to have. And there have been people in Washington lately who have pointed this out. You know, according to the cell phone data, there's not as many people in New York and California as they say. Really? And that's why Trump has said over and over again, we need a new census. Because he knows this is not shit I happen to know and other people in Washington happen to know, but Trump is clueless to. Everyone knows except Trump. No. Trump knows the census, because what does the Federal Reserve do? They fuck around with numbers, right? The unemployment rate, the non-ag payroll rate, you know, all this other number jumble shit. That's what the census is, because the census sets the authority of the of how many representatives California has, Texas, Illinois, Missouri, that's all actually based on census data.
Dollar allocation.
I was just about to say, and who gets paid.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, they have the DOJ had brought in Harmit Dillon. She's a civil rights division chief, and she's the one that's looking at voter registration, illegal race-based gerrymandering, a whole bunch of voter roll issues. She's going through voter rolls and cleaning them up on a federal level and ordering states to do the same thing. She is sharp. She is really sharp. So I'm looking forward to the impact that she's going to have on all of this. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. How many bodies come out of voter rolls in a number of states, and I know she's looking at California.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah,
someone should be in jail over just that railroad or hyperlink or whatever the fuck they said they were going to build.
Yeah, the bullet train to nowhere.
Yeah, there's like a mile and a half of it that isn't even completed.
Oh no,
but that was
billions and billions of dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, where the fuck did that money go? Because that is not a couple of billion or whatever it is. I think it's higher than that. It's a lot of billions. And
it is a lot of billions. It's like 54 billion, I think.
Yeah, and it's like a couple of football fields long.
Yeah. I think Paul Pelosi invested in a lot of the companies that were receiving the dollars and then pulled it out after they reached their zenith. How did he get that information? I don't know.
Patrick, that would be unethical.
It would be. It would be.
And you know the Pelosi's, ever since her father was a mafia boss in the labor unions, nothing but ethical.
You mean the former mayor of Baltimore?
Absolutely. And how do you think he got to be the mayor of Baltimore?
I got an offer you can't refuse.
Exactly. Guido and actually, I think that was more the Jewish mob. Because remember, the mob is Jewish. The mafia is Italian. They're two separate things.
Right. But the mafia they held the port controls in both.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's see, the Jewish were more like casinos, although they partnered with a few of the Italian families. Chicago, I'm pretty sure.
You don't think diamond districts are a good place to launder money, do you?
No. Or, God, we could go off on that topic.
Yeah, they have diamond districts in Chicago as well as in New York.
Why do you think there's so many Jewish jewelers?
Yeah.
Right. Let's just say before they had cryptos that they can say, hey, they're laundering money through cryptos. There was a lot more money laundered through Jewish jewelry stores in a bag full of diamonds than ever happened on cryptos.
Yeah. And you can swallow a bag of diamonds and it'll pass without killing you. Unlike heroin. Yeah.
That's true. One wrong leak and you are riding the lightning up to heaven.
That's right.
All right, Butter, we have a show here in about an hour. Would you let everyone know or kind of give them a hint on what we are going to be talking about and where they can watch the show?
Sure. You can watch the show having a subscription to either our helpline or the cyber chat. And you can get that subscription. You have a crypto laptop or a Liberty laptop, you would go to the portal, and then CALIX Cyber Suite is one of the selections that you can choose, and then select your subscription from there. We send out an email on a weekly basis that's a link to the show. And then if you happen to miss it, you'd be able to go in and look at the archives. There's a number of interesting articles interesting articles we're going to be discussing today. One of them has to do with a crypto phone And then there's some issues about police forces making busts around the globe. Coinbase had an error in a contract, and somebody lost a significant amount of money. We'll talk about
The
that.
hell you say?
Yes, sir. Crypto ATM limits, bans are sweeping across the U.S. Regulatory measures, because they're often used by scammers to have people go out and send them cryptos. They send them to an ATM, have them put the money in there. They get the information about the paper wallet, if you would, and then have them send them the cryptos. There's FBI alerts about scammers posing as lawyers. So there's a bunch of neat.
Well, what the fuck's the difference between a scammer and a lawyer?
One has a certificate, though.
One has a license to fuck you.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And then, interestingly, the U.S. Treasury is seeking public input on tools to detect money laundering. That's that one I found beyond the pale. I mean, it's not that it's ridiculous, but it's an absolutely new move for the U.S. Treasury to look for input on this subject. And it goes back to what we talked about last week on that show. And that is that there's so many different voices that are being heard and listened to when it comes to writing legislation. And nobody knows who really knows what they're talking about. So this gives the Treasury some time and some heft in terms of the knowledge base that they can pull from to put together some things that are really worthwhile. So, yeah. Anyway.
Awesome. All right, and if anyone is interested, and guys and gals, I know I tell you this all the time, if you do not have a crypto laptop or a Liberty laptop, really, you should have both. You should have a crypto laptop for your cryptos only, for your wallets. When you make a trade, you make it on the Liberty laptop. That way, you're secure, you're good to go. And then you should have a Liberty laptop so that you have privacy as you're surfing the web. Because if you just get a regular laptop and you're out there like, I'm good. Amazon doesn't really look at my stuff. Now, everyone looks at your shit. All right. You need a Liberty laptop and a crypto laptop. Guys, we are going into the digital age. These are your new digital, let's call them a vehicle. All right. Your Liberty laptop is your minivan. That's where you go pick up the kids. You do all that. All right. The crypto laptop, it's your Brinks truck. That's where that son of a bitch is locked. You have a slot down the side so you can see who's outside. You can, and then if you have to, you can shoot some bitches through a little hole or something. But that's how you have to look at where we're, because guys, with AI, you do not want to have your cryptos on any laptop that interacts with the general internet, because that's where these AIs are going to be so fucking good. And if you have your cryptos on a laptop, or even worse, on a damn phone, it isn't if, it's when.
Yeah.
Because they're getting smarter. AI is a serious threat to your cryptos. And you need a dedicated laptop, not a dedicated phone, because a phone you cannot do and does not have the security actually built into the phone to protect you. All right, guys, if you're interested, give Patrick a call. Operators like Patrick are standing by.
702-845-8276, or you can email us info@calixsolutions.io.
Yep. And I highly recommend you give him a call. And if you got questions, we have our website with a chat box. You can ask questions right there, or you can send him an email, like he said. All right, guys. Patrick, I'll see you in about an hour. Everyone else, I hope you join us on our video call show here in about an hour. Go check out the website, www.calixsolutions.io. Love you, Patrick.
Love you. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
All right, guys.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.